Hello, everyone from Small Side Europe in Amsterdam. I'm here with Krystal Azelton of the Secure World Foundation to talk about an event that you're organizing in October this year in Paris. What can you
Absolutely.
say?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me today. It's great talking to you at this really useful event here in Europe. We are excited to be hosting a policy forum on space sustainability, co-hosted by Kness and the French government. It's our seventh iteration of this event, which is just hard to believe. And we really try to differentiate it from other things, really by focusing on policy, on space sustainability, and this year, because we're coming to Europe, last year we were in Tokyo, for instance, where we looked at Asia Pacific perspectives, really exciting stuff. This year we want to focus on European space policy. So many entities, from governments to companies and even academic institutions, are really leading the way on space sustainability here in Europe. And we're really excited to have an event that's really looking at all of the different aspects of that.
So, who is this event aimed at?
Well, that's the beauty of it. It's actually aimed at everyone. We really did this event for two reasons. The first is to have a substantive agenda. We really want to talk about all the things that maybe you don't get to talk about everywhere. Dive into the details, analyze the Space Act when it comes out in a month, et cetera. But the second part of it is really to convene people. There are so many opportunities, but it's also quite siloed. Here at Small Sat, everybody's Small Sat, or you go to a defense conference. We really want this to be everyone, from defense to government to academia to industry to think tanks, who care about this issue because everyone's affected by it.
Now, everybody talks about space sustainability. Give us a little bit of your definition and the definition that will be used during
Yeah.
this event.
Well, to a certain extent, I'll punt. We don't necessarily define space sustainability really strictly. What I would say is, for us, what we're trying to accomplish, because space sustainability is our mission, is a space environment where it's safe, secure, peaceful, and usable for the long term. We're focused on the benefit, right? Space is exciting. All of us are space geeks. No question about that. But the reality is, space data, space assets, and space exploration all benefit humanity in incredibly specific and incredibly important ways. And so when we talk about space sustainability, we're really saying, well, we want that to continue. And there are challenges and risks to the environment that are growing every day. And we want to make sure that we address those in a timely and efficient way.
Okay, so who will be the speakers and what will be the key topics that you'll be um, dealing with?
Absolutely. So we're going to be announcing our speakers in the coming months, so definitely stay tuned for that. You'll find a mix of senior level government, but also really exciting young professional space researchers. All kinds of industry, from small satellites to some of the biggest operators out there, and everybody in between. We're definitely focusing, as I said, I like to think of this as a locally hosted, regionally driven international event, a little bit of everybody. And in terms of our themes this year, super excited about that. Obviously going to be looking at European space policy. So everything from national strategies like the French and others, all the way up to the Space Act, to ESA's Zero Debris Charter. There's just so much happening here that we really want to dig into that, talk about the implications, talk about what's next, talk about the roadmaps. We also want to look at some other topics. For instance, atmospheric effects on reentry is a developing area of study and issue, and we want to get out ahead of that and talk about where we are and what we're doing. We want to talk about space weather and SSA. But one of the most exciting topics is actually what I call the space sustainability subsegment. In industry, you have these companies who are building out technologies, everything from in-orbit servicing to ADR to propulsion to models, that are going to help us address the sustainability question. But how do we actually make sure that those technologies don't just disappear? How do we get them across the valley of death, especially the ones that are most critical?
Right.
And then finally, we'll be talking about space and security, because for Secure World Foundation, it doesn't matter if you're commercial, military, or civil satellite, the environment is the same. So we all need to be talking together.
So there'll be a lot of knowledge sharing, and but what will be the takeaway for participants from this event?
Yeah, it's interesting. Part of what we're trying to do is just raise awareness of certain issues. So it depends on the topic, right? Some places we really want to provide deep insight. Others, we want to highlight a new issue and say, hey, look, we need to spend more time and research on this. So I think for most people, what they're going to take away is a broadening of their issue set. Maybe they're really familiar with some, but not with all.
Where can people find more information?
Absolutely. So our website, SecureWorld.swffound.org, also has a link to our summit website, SWFSummit.org. Lots of information coming. You can also just email me. We're a very transparent organization. We're available for anybody. So if you have a question, concern, you're interested in speaking, sponsoring, anything like that, reach out to me personally. We're happy to chat with you.
All right, and we'll provide all these links on spaceagenda.com as well. So thank you very much, Krystal, for the information, and well, good luck, and I hope to see you at the event.
Thank you. We're really excited.
Thank you.
Cheers.